early on for the iPhone 13, but some specs along with the pricing have still been uncertain, but thankfully today we've got some news that sheds some light on what we can expect. Before we get started though, please like the video if you're an Apple fan, and let me know in the comments what device you're actually watching today's video on, and if you haven't already then don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing. So first story of the day is that model numbers have been revealed for the iPhone 13 after an EEC filing, and interestingly enough there were 7 model numbers logged. Now we'd expect to see 4 or 8 given that there are actually 4 different models of the iPhone, and this is normally for 4G and 5G versions or different ones between different regions. Now it could be because the iPhone 13 mini is not going to be appearing in all regions, or it could also be that the iPhone 13 Pro Max has higher end 5G and it supports all of the bands, so there may only be one SKU. Last week we also had battery capacities revealed by Digital Chat Station, and now we've got confirmation thanks to 3C certification. Now he's proved his reliability again as the certification reveals that the iPhone 13 mini has a 2406 mAh battery, the iPhone 13 and the 13 Pro have a 3095 mAh battery, and on the iPhone 13 Pro Max we get a 4352 mAh battery. So it's great news to see higher capacities across the whole range, and something that was definitely needed for the Pro to help with the extra consumption from 120Hz. Now next up we've got a full spec sheet and price leak for the whole of the iPhone 13 series. The leak apparently comes from an industry insider and was reported by Giz China, but they give no detail of who it was. The spec sheet covers RAM, storage, display and pricing details for all 4 models, and it's actually the first pricing leak we've had. Now there's no way to confirm this leak, but it actually looks like they've literally just watched one of my YouTube videos and copied the details into a spec sheet and even used the images from my video. If we look at the iPhone 13 mini, it's exactly the same spec for spec as my video. They've used my estimated prices and they've even used the images that I made in Photoshop. We can confirm this as the home screen is the same, the widgets are the same, and this is the screenshot I took myself, and you can see from the weather widget it's Bristol, which is where I live. When it comes to the standard iPhone 13, again the specs and pricing are exactly the same, and it's the same image I used in my video, and then on the 13 Pro and the 13 Pro Max the specs and pricing are the same I used in my video, and I actually used the same images for both phones in my video, and they've done exactly the same on this spec sheet. So to summarize, this leak is completely fake. While some of the specs we go through are based on leaks, the information we don't have is estimated. I was excited to see this spec sheet, and it wasn't until I started trying to verify it that I realized how fake it was. Now we do have more information from recent certification though, so we're now going to run through the updated specs, design and the pricing to help you guys decide if this is the phone for you. So first up we've got the iPhone 13 mini. With the iPhone 13 mini we get a 5.4 inch OLED display. It's expected to have a 2340 by 1080 resolution, and this gives us 465 pixels per inch, but it's only going to be a 60Hz display. On the front we get a notch that's going to house the selfie camera and Face ID, and on the back we get a dual camera setup with a wide and an ultra wide camera. It will of course be powered up by the new A15 Bionic, and it's expected to come with 4GB of RAM and a choice of 64, 128 or 256 storage. It's coming with a 2406 mAh battery with at least 20W fast charge, and it will support wireless charging. We get Bluetooth, 5G and Wi-Fi 6, and the phone is of course going to ship with iOS 15. I'm expecting the iPhone 13 mini to start from around $700, but I'll update the price as soon as we get an accurate leak. Next up we get the standard iPhone 13. With the iPhone 13 we get a 6.1 inch OLED display. It's expected to have a 2532 by 1170 resolution, and this gives us 460 pixels per inch, but again it's only a 60Hz display. On the front we get a notch to house the selfie camera and the Face ID, and on the back we've got a dual camera setup with a wide and an ultra wide camera. It will of course be powered by the new A15 Bionic, and we get 4GB of RAM and a choice of 64, 128 or 256 storage. It's coming with a 3095 mAh battery with at least 20W fast charging, and again it does support wireless charging. We get Bluetooth, 5G and Wi-Fi 6, and the phone is going to ship with iOS 15. I'm expecting the iPhone 13 to start from $800, but again I'll update the prices as soon as we get an accurate leak. Next up, we've got the iPhone 13 Pro. With the iPhone 13 Pro, we get a 6.1-inch OLED display, but this time it's got a 2532 by 1170 resolution, which gives us 460 pixels per inch, but on the iPhone 13 Pro, it's going to be a 120Hz LTPO display. On the front, we get a notch to house the selfie camera and the Face ID, and on the back, we get a triple camera setup as well as a LiDAR scanner. The configuration is going to be made up of a wide angle, an ultra wide, and a telephoto camera. It will of course be powered by the A15 Bionic, and it's expected to come with 6 gigs of RAM and a choice of 128, 256, 512 and even 1 terabyte storage. It's coming with a 3095 mAh battery with at least 20 watt fast charge, and wireless charging is supported. We get Bluetooth, 5G Wi-Fi 6, and it's of course going to ship with iOS 15. I'm expecting the iPhone 13 Pro to start from around $1,050, but again, this is just an estimate. Finally, we have the iPhone 13 Pro Max. With the iPhone 13 Pro Max, we get a 6.7-inch OLED display. It's expected to have 2778 by 1128 resolution, and this gives us 458 pixels per inch. Now again, this is going to be a 120Hz LTPO display. On the front, we get the notch with selfie camera and Face ID, and on the back, we get a triple camera setup plus the LiDAR scanner. The configuration is going to be made up of a wide, an ultra wide, and a telephoto camera. Like the Pro, it's coming with the A15 Bionic. It's expected to come with 6 gigs of RAM and a choice of 128, 256, 512 or 1 terabyte storage. It's coming with a 4352 mAh battery, and again we expect at least 20 watt fast charge as well as wireless charging. We get Bluetooth, 5G, Wi-Fi 6, and the phone ships with iOS 15. Now this is the most premium, and we're expecting the iPhone 13 Pro Max to start from around $1,150, but again I'll confirm this as soon as we get a leak. So it's great that we've got so much information on the iPhone 13 series, and with launch in September it's not too long until the official reveal from Apple. Thankfully there is expected to be plenty of stock for the iPhones, and Apple are reportedly not going to be affected by the chip shortage that is causing so many other companies problems. As always though, I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments, so who out there is excited for the iPhone 13 and what model are you waiting for? But thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, smash a thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down twice, and I'll see you guys in the next one.